Rachel Zegler's take on Snow White sparks backlash from Disney animator's son, David Hale Hand. Rachel Zegler's portrayal of Snow White in Disney's upcoming live-action remake has stirred significant controversy, with criticism coming from none other than David Hale Hand, the son of Disney's original Snow White animator, David Hand. The 93-year-old has publicly voiced his disapproval of the modern changes being made to the beloved classic, claiming that the new direction strays too far from the heart and soul of the original 1937 animated film. Hand's comments have reignited the ongoing debate about whether Disney's recent adaptations are staying true to their roots or are being altered too much to align with modern sensibilities and political trends. David Hale Hand, who grew up witnessing his father's legacy unfold within the Disney studios, expressed his frustration in a candid interview with Page 6, revealing that he has no interest in watching the live-action remake. According to Hand, the creative liberties taken with the new adaptation are a complete departure from the original story and its timeless appeal. The original was the way it should be, Hand said emphatically. From what I've read, the new film bears no reflection to the original story. It's so far off base that it's ridiculous. Hand went further, asserting that the new version of Snow White is so far removed from his father's creation that it would make both his father, David Hand, and Walt Disney himself roll in their graves. He described the remake as a misguided attempt to modernize a classic that was already perfect in its original form. Supporting Hand's strong stance, his wife, Sandra Hand, echoed his concerns, criticizing the new film for injecting modern political and social themes into a story that was never meant to carry such messages. "They've taken it and moved into the politics of what is woke," Sandra remarked. "They're taking a beautiful and beautifully drawn story and destroying what was Snow White. Why can't they just leave it alone instead of coming up with a different story, make it a totally different character?" Sandra Hand's comments reflect a growing sentiment among Disney purists and fans who feel that the studio's recent push toward more socially conscious storytelling is coming at the expense of the classic charm and innocence that defined the original animated films. David Hale Hand emphasized how much pride his father took in creating Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Disney's first full-length animated feature, which debuted to critical and commercial acclaim in 1937. The film's groundbreaking animation techniques, emotional storytelling, and memorable musical score established it as a cornerstone of Disney's legacy. David's father took so much pride in the film, and he would say, "What have you done?" Hand lamented. Rachel Zegler's vision for a modern Snow White. Rachel Zegler, the 22-year-old actress cast in the role of Snow White, has been vocal about her vision for the character, a vision that departs significantly from the traditional depiction of the fairy tale princess. In interviews and public statements, Zegler has emphasized that the new Snow White will be more independent and self-sufficient, rejecting the trope of a damsel in distress waiting for a prince to rescue her. Instead, Zegler's Snow White will be portrayed as a strong leader who takes control of her own destiny. "It's no longer about a prince saving her," Zegler said in a widely circulated interview. "Snow White is going to be the leader that she was always meant to be." Zegler's modern interpretation of Snow White aligns with Disney's broader effort to update its princess narratives to reflect contemporary values of female empowerment and independence. Recent adaptations such as Maleficent, Beauty and the Beast, and The Little Mermaid have all featured heroines with more agency and less reliance on male characters. However, Zegler's approach has not been universally well received. Critics argue that the new Snow White veers too far from the character's original essence, transforming a beloved fairy tale into a political statement. Disney's concerns over Zegler's outspoken political views. Adding to the controversy, Zegler's public comments on political and social issues have reportedly caused unease among Disney executives. According to insiders, Zegler has been outspoken on U.S. political issues and social justice causes, frequently using her social media platforms to share her views. A source close to the production told Page 6 that Disney's leadership has attempted to rein in Zegler's public statements, fearing that her political activism might alienate portions of the audience. "Disney's lead actress is out of control," the insider claimed. "They don't know what to do. She's an outspoken 20-something, and Disney chiefs have called her directly and asked her to tone down her posts. They've called her management, but she won't listen." The source went on to describe Zegler's refusal to conform to Disney's carefully curated public image as a source of growing tension within the company. "Disney has always been about protecting the brand, and Rachel's political views are not exactly aligned with that image," the insider said. "They wanted her to promote the movie, not engage in political activism." Despite the internal conflict, Zegler has shown no signs of backing down. She has continued to use her platform to advocate for causes she believes in, Even as Disney faces pressure from both conservative and progressive factions over the direction of the Snow White remake. The backlash from Disney traditionalists and fans. Hand's criticism reflects a broader backlash from Disney traditionalists who feel that the studio has strayed too far from the core values and storytelling principles that defined its early success. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs holds a unique place in cinematic history as the first feature-length animated film ever produced. Its success established Disney as a dominant force in the entertainment industry and set the template for future animated classics. For many fans, the original Snow White embodies the innocence, charm, and timeless appeal that defined the golden age of Disney animation. Any attempt to modernize or alter the story risks diluting that legacy. Social media has been flooded with comments from Disney fans expressing disappointment and frustration over the direction of the live-action remake. Many have echoed Hand's sentiments, arguing that Disney is sacrificing artistic integrity in favor of political correctness. Why can't they just leave the classics alone? One fan wrote on Twitter. Snow White is perfect the way it is. We don't need a woke version. Another fan commented, Disney has completely lost touch with its audience. Snow White was about love, kindness, and magic, not politics. The future of Disney's live-action strategy. The controversy surrounding Snow White raises broader questions about the future of Disney's live-action strategy. The studio's recent remakes have been met with mixed success, with some performing well at the box office while others have struggled to resonate with audiences. The Lion King 2019 and Aladdin 2019 were box office hits, but other adaptations like Mulan 2020 and Pinocchio 2022 faced lukewarm receptions and criticism over changes to the original stories.